Biafra, superstars, media.
My people, now how on a day? How on a day today? Ututuoma today. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending for where you're listening to the sound of my voice. This is the Biafra Superstars Media. Fellow Biafrans and listeners all across the world, I want to say slowly but steadily, our brother, our good friend, very dark man is slowly waking up to reality. In eye don't they open, in don't begin sitting small, but in viewpoint never clear well. Recently, he spoke about Lagos. From his own perspective, they wonder, say, he be like saying now Lagos, they slow down Nigeria. He's still talking about Nigeria. Because everything has to go through Lagos. Why not make Lagos a country and leave other countries as one? Or allow the Biafrans to go and the rest of them. I will try to put more sense for my brother mine, make you understand or see the bigger picture. What we call the lost picture in the Western world. So if you're not ready, make you follow me for this one. Make we chook mouth for waiting our guy talk, very dark man. If you're ready, let's go there. Watch this.
Alright, so I woke up feeling this way, right? I think Lagos is the state that is slowing the whole Nigeria down. And at this point, after thinking through all of this, I think Lagos should be made a country of its own. And here's why. Why must everything come through Lagos? Like anybody where import anything, the container must land for Lagos. And they get other options where they fit create other seaports. Why must everything land and come through Lagos?
Hold it there. A very good point. You say, how come everything they go through Lagos? And sometimes, there should be other opportunities for the other, goods you are importing or exporting should go through some other commercial seaports or even international seaports. Two things I will discuss here. Nigeria is like a big fish in a small pond. A big fish in a small pond. Because of tribalism, nepotism, and red tape, they have decided, say, the way they want to run Nigeria, the way Nigeria, because now what kind of complex company when they come turn to country. But for company, there is a CEO and there are shareholders. That's the problem of Nigeria. So, they look and say, okay, when it comes to the oil, controlling of the oil and the oil well, let they not have it. But the deal be say, when it comes to things like seaport and all those things, let the Yorubas have it. This was the mutual agreement between the Yorubas and the Fulani, the North and the West, or the Southwest, if you want to call it that way. That's why as we speak, to clear goods now from around the whole world, as a Biafran man, you have to clear it through where? Lagos seaports. What they call the NPA, Nigerian Ports Authority, NPA. So why I call them a big fish in a small pond, we say, because of nepotism and tribalism, and what they call politics. Those old men that rule Nigeria, what they don't understand is they are shooting themselves on the foot. They claim to be giant of Africa, but today, as we speak, even Ghana here, South Africa don't take over from them. When you look at South Africa, they have, at least last time I checked, about 7 to 9 commercial seaports of international standards. Let me do my research and bring it up. Through my AI overview, it says South Africa has a network of 9 major seaports, all of which serve international shipping and trade. You see why I'm saying there's a problem with Nigeria? Tribalism has made it to become a big fish in a small pond. You have the potential to be great. You have the potential to swim amongst the great. But because of tribalism and nepotism, You are looking inwards to slow down a particular people, a particular nation, or whom they call a particular region, the Biafrans. Because of that, you know, say within Nigeria, a particular people, now them sabi do business. When it comes to business, they are number one. When it comes to buying and selling, they are number one. When it comes to turning stone to bread, they are number one. When it comes to traveling to a country where they speak a foreign language, like in China, back in the days, we went to China to communicate with them, we give them the specifications of what we needed, the kind of goods we needed, and they brought it for us. They manufactured it. When it comes to back in the days when Belgium was the place, the Biafrans were there. We went to do trade. Most of you were using your TV, your color television, all those things. We brought it first. When Germany was the business hub for cars, everything about electronics, cars and everything, Biafrans went there. But somehow, those that are ready to compete with the world, those that are ready to rub their shoulders with the world, the Biafrans, Nigeria, with their racism, tribalism, and nepotism, they have chosen to slow us down. A people that are prone to doing business, a people who are peculiar when it comes to business, a people that understand the science of business, does not have any functioning seaport in their region. Think about that. In economics, they call it the principle of competitive advantage and comparative advantage. If a country wants to do well in the field of science and technology, if you know that your people, they are very good in that area, you will support them. That area when they're good at, you support them, you fund them well, so that they cannot compete with the world. And before you know it, a country like India, when it comes to IT now and the rest of them, they are number one. Everywhere we go now, they are, in fact, their services are needed. In my company, I had to carry out what they call offshoring contract. Offshoring contract. To contract those from India, Bangladesh in the field of IT. Why? Because of two things. Competitive advantage. Their price is cheap. What I pay a white man is 4 times what I will pay an Indian man. In a month, an Indian man, when you pay them $600, they are excited. But a white man will not take that for a month. So come back to this now. They know this region. Business is in our DNA. The science of business is something we're born with. We didn't go to school to learn that one, business science. Those that studied business studies, they went to school to learn that one. But with the Igbos, the Biafrans, we know they learn business. It is inborn in us. But because of tribalism and nepotism, they say no. When it comes to seaport, now the Yoruba didn't get that one. So now only Lagos you could go. So somebody from Nnewi, somebody from Enugu, when you get goods, when they supposed to come, you have to travel to Lagos. You think you are doing the Biafrans? No. When you look deeper, when it comes to the League of Nations, you cannot compete with the League of Nations. Today, South Africa now, because they don't believe in that nonsense, they now have 9 seaports of international standards. So how will that zoo called Nigeria compete with South Africa? Let's break it down. It says, South Africa has a network of 9 major seaports. 9 major seaports. All of which serve international shipping and trade, with the most prominent being Cape Town, Durban, Richards Bay, Nkwagra, and Port Elizabeth. The specific number of ports managed by the Transnet National Port Authority, TNPA, is 9, and they facilitate the country's maritime activities and trade with the rest of the world. 9 seaports. 9 seaports. Let that sink in. So, very dark man, I see where you're coming from. You have the idea, but I have to take my time to break them down for you so that you will understand what's going on. in Nigeria because of tribalism, nepotism, and retapism. They say no, now only Lagos only they function. On the micro level, it looks good because all the wealth, the revenue, taxations, they're coming through Lagos. Igbo man, when they do business, you have to go through Lagos. So the spinning of the money, the velocity of the money, the movement of the money, the transaction of the money, if they go around their hands, and Igbo man more money for business, if they go around their hands of Tinubu because he's the owner of Lagos. And on a micro level, he is happy because he's rich. But on a macro level, to compete with the whole world, Nigeria cannot do it. Nigeria is going down because you have not exploited that area of maritime investment. Let's get back to South Africa. It says here is a list of the major international seaports in South Africa. God have mercy. Am I dreaming? Now you see why Nigeria can never be great. Rufa Yoseni, now you see why the Nigeria you love so much can never be great. It says, here is a list of the major international seaports in South Africa. Port of Cape Town, Port of Durban, Port of Richard Bay, Port of Kolga or Nkwara, Port of Port Elizabeth, Port of East London, Port of Port Nolot. 9. Last time I did this research, it was 7 before, but now it's 9. I call Nigeria a big fish in a small pond. You cannot compete with the League of Nations because of tribalism, nepotism, and red tapeism. Red tape means to put a stumbling block. The Biafrans won't get seaport, they put a stumbling block. Red tape. From red tape, you get red tapeism. You put a barrier around us. We want to compete with South Africa. You say no, we must win in Nigeria. We want to compete with Ghana. You say no, we must. You hate on us for doing well. You guys hate on us for not thinking the way you guys think. We want to compete with the outside world, but you keep on dragging us back in that zoo called Nigeria. Let's continue. Listen.
Think about it. Lagos is actually slowing Nigeria down.
Okay.
Because imagine if we get other ports, like maybe we'll get the Delta State ports, may take care of all those eastern region. Say, container land for Delta states. The people that they Anambra who can carry from Delta State ports. People that they Enugu and all those neighboring states where the Anambra side for that region go can carry from Delta states. It will make things actually the cheaper.
Chill and there, fine. From the abundance of their heart, the mouth speaketh. Yes, he's speaking about Delta Port or whatever. But in a real sense, the closer a port is to you, the more profit you make in your business. To maximize the profit, the port has to be closer to you. The closer it is to your warehouse, the more profit you make, because the cost of transit, the cost of transiting from Lagos to Biafra land, then Biafra land to Lagos to go collect goods. When you add those costs to the product, the price will go up. So the closer it is to you, the better. I don't mind him speaking about Delta Port, even though we have the Iguacha there, we have the Calabar Seaport, but fine. If they feel they don't trust the Igbos as they claim, that Eastern region will not trust them, create one for Delta. Fine. What is the proximity between Delta and Anambra? Highest an hour and a half. No wahala. It's better than spending 7-8 hours, 10 hours sometimes because of traffic from Biafra land to Lagos. But I've just told you, in South Africa they have 9 seaports. 9. That's a country we want to expand. They are telling the whole world we are open for business. This is the plan we have for Biafra. That's why we say, make them leave us, make we go. We are bigger than what we are having. We can do more than what we are doing in that so-called Nigeria. All the slowing down, all those things, we don't pass that stage. Make them allow us, make we go. They refused. That's the problem we have. I don't mind it being in Delta. I don't mind it being in Warri. But you have to compete. You must have an entrepreneurial spirit. Bring it closer. Don't just have 1 or 2. Have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If South Africa has 9, well, let me not give them advice. But in Biafra land, at least, we will get 10. If South Africa has 9, in Biafra land, we'll get 10. Because we go open all the channels, all the borders. We are open for business. Open all the channels. And you'll see the whole world come to you to buy goods from you. But tribalism, nepotism, and red tapism, what they call politics, putting barriers on those who do business. You put barriers on them to slow them down. Say, okay, you want to make some money, you have to go through Lagos. You want to fly to the Western world, you can go from Biafra land, you fly to Lagos, or take train to Lagos, take bus to Lagos. From Lagos, you now book a flight to go to USA, to go to New York, to go to Canada. Somebody wants to leave the country from Biafra land, you have to go to Lagos or go to Abuja. If I check here and say how many international airports South Africa has, it will blow your mind. Let's do it. Let's do it. I have time for the bullshit. I have time for the bullshit. Let's check it. Airports in South Africa. It says here, South Africa has 3 major international airports, which are the primary gateways for international flights. OR Tambo International Airport in Johannesburg, watch the spread though. Cape Town International Airport and Kinshasa International Airport in Durban. You see the way they spread it. They are operating Wazobia, despite they don't even have the concept of Wazobia. But with your common sense, you know, to expand, you must create the airport closer to the people. I don't mind. Let them open an international airport in Delta, as this guy spoke. If they are scared of the Igbos, don't trust them, don't trust them. Only God knows why they don't trust us. Say we are good in business, don't trust them. Fine. Open an international airport in Delta. Every Biafra man must not go to Lagos to go and book a flight. The land of the Yorubas. Every Biafra man must not go to Abuja, the land of the Fulani, to take flight. Tribalism, nepotism, and retapism. That's the 3 fundamental facts affecting that so-called Nigeria. That's it. Now listen, while there are many other airports with scheduled flights and hundreds of airports and airstrips in total, these are the 3 designated as the main international gateway. Even though they get so many, hundreds, there are many, hundreds. But the 3 main one, because the other one then spend money for it well, those 3, they do their own stuff. This was what Nnamdi Kanu was asking for. An equal playing ground. This was what Simon Ekpa was speaking about. Being fair to the people of Biafra. Ojukwu saw this coming. He said, on Aburi we stand, where we share things amicably. We agreed on this. Follow it up. They said, no. Mr. Gogo One, what have you done? If you follow what you have agreed with Ojukwu, you have sold Nigeria to the eastern region. Tribalism, nepotism, retapism. In the Western world, those with the best brains are given the opportunity to excel. But in that zoo, they say, no, you must slow down the Igbo. Igbo must go. You break their business down. You burn it down. Arson attack. They build houses. You break it down. Tribalism, nepotism, retapism. Let's continue. Listen.
Dad, come to think of it, Lagos is really slowing this country down. Make I back. None of it's making sense. Lagos is our problem. Lagos is our problem. Imagine say we get ports for Kogi. This land for port. People at Abuja, Kaduna, all these neighboring states for that region. Go come carry from there.
Okay.
It go actually make things day cheaper than when everything, bro, everything land in Lagos.
Okay.
Not just that. Bro, international flights. Most of the times people go through Lagos. Every other international airport we get for Nigeria, they just call them international airports, but they are abandoned.
Okay.
You cannot actually connect to like major countries from every other international airport apart from Lagos.
Listen.
Yes, some of them come to Abuja, but the main people fly from Lagos. By this time, Anambra and some states suppose don't get like major, like Enugu now, suppose don't get like major international flight.
My brother, sometimes this is not licensing and all those their stupid laws they make in government. If you like, go build them there, you're wasting your time. If the contract is not there for you to do it, if the law is not assented, say, okay, this one now, they can do this. If you like, build a golden airport, you're wasting your time. Nigeria will turn it into a white elephant project in Biafra land. And I keep asking myself, because deep inside, they know we are not one. That's why they are doing what they are doing. Because if you are one, if somebody is excelling, you go thank God to support them more. Create a government public policy to create the enabling environment for them to even expand upon their business. To maximize. They call it the economies of scale. To make sure, say, okay, you are doing this, but the skills you have is so much. Let us give you 20 billion to add into the business. And before you know it, in 5 years' time, that 20 billion you put will change to 400 billion. This is how they think in the Western world. This is how things are done. Go to Silicon Valley, what they are doing there. Today, you are hearing about the automated system, AI, everything. Things that spring out. It comes from ideas. Supporting the idea. Financing a project. Right now, the whole world, small countries will not get swagger. They are outshining that zoo called Nigeria when it comes to business. Small countries will no reach us. Even the shoes they make, made in Abba shoes, if you put investment in that industry, even the Italians will come to Africa to buy those shoes. But they say no. They are going to China. China man will not get swagger. A Chinese man that has a small foot, that even their size is different from the kind of sizes that we use internationally. People without swagger. The whole world is going to China. Why? Because China, their government have the funding to support their local business. But about way, you see the way those guys, when they cut the thing, then sew the trousers, sew the shirt. You can't even tell which is real or fake. Or which is real and which one is handmade. They lack funding. All the things they do it by themselves. The shoe they make it by themselves. This is the problem we have in Nigeria. Other people like us, we cannot remain in a country like that when no one to progress because of tribalism, nepotism, and red tapeism. Red tape. That red tape on, it is now open now everywhere. Charlie Boy had a bus stop for a great job the guy did. Today, tribalism and red tape, they took him out. Lagos is the problem. But not just Lagos, because talking about Lagos alone, no. It's not just Lagos. But let's continue. Listen.
Those states where we say we dey travel steady, I know people they travel steady. Why don't we have an international airport where we and Delta states could use?
Edo, Benin, they travel everywhere now. When it comes to traveling, I will even call you guys first. When it comes to traveling to a different country, Edo, Benin, Delta, now they travel well. Now they run the whole world. Then with the Biafrans or the Igbo side, because the small people from Delta, they're also Biafrans. The Igbos, they're probably second when it comes to traveling. But with the travel and also to do business. So that might put us at the top, because we ain't just traveling for the sake of traveling to go hustle for a country. We are traveling because we have an idea for business, to go buy goods and bring back. But I agree with your point. A place when you know say there is a demand for something, you must create a supply and enabling environment. This is a basic economics 101. The higher the demand, the higher the supply. According to Say's law, Jean-Baptiste Say, one of the that competed with the Canadian School of Thought, he said, supply begets its own demand. Jean-Baptiste Say, Say's law, a man called Jean-Baptiste Say, in talk say, the higher the demand, the higher the supply. Or he said, to call a spade, the higher the supply, the higher the demand. To show you how him they think. He was probably thinking like, what Tinubu is doing in Lagos. The higher the supply, higher the demand. Because they say, now only Lagos will supply the international airport services. So according to the Say School of Thought, SAY, Say, Jean-Baptiste Say. You see me? Now me go school. When I went to school, I don't forget, because I don't read my textbook just to pass an exam. No. I read those textbooks like the Holy Scripture, like a Bible. I retained it in my mind so many years ago. According to Jean-Baptiste say supply begets its own demand. It means say supply go create its own demand. That's what Tinubu is doing, or the Fulani Kakabal and Tinubu, or the Yorubas and the Fulani are doing. They want to force Lagos down your neck. Airport, Lagos. Supply begets its own demand. Yes, but once you follow that school of thought, you are not maximizing. The scale is less. Your productivity level is less. You have not maxed out yet. You're operating in a controlled scale. You understand what I mean? It's like somebody when gets, how should I put this thing now? Okay, let me explain. You guys know a football pitch. Look at a football pitch as someone with a farmland. But because of tribalism, they say, okay, no, we will not use the whole football pitch to farm. We will only use where that goalkeeper they stay. Box 18. Now only that place we will go plant corn. And those when they're hungry, they will come buy that corn from that place. There is a whole pitch to exploit, to plant your corn and make profit, mega profit, abnormal profit, super profit. But they say no, because of tribalism, I will only plant corn in the box 18, the area where the goalkeeper they stay. Box 18 there. That place where they play the penalty, box 18, I will only plant corn there. I don't care about the whole field. That's what Nigeria is doing by just, Lagos being your means of living the country. So somebody from Delta State, go to Lagos. Enugu, go to Lagos. Onitsha, go to Lagos. Imo, go to Lagos. Hey, got it. Benue, go to Lagos. Plateau, go to Lagos. Think about that. How will you compete with Ghana here? How will you compete with Egypt? Ethiopia, Eritrea, small countries. How do you compete with them? Tribalism, nepotism, and retapism has destroyed that so-called Nigeria. They are following the SAYS school of thought that says supply begets its own demand. Supply creates its own demand. Yes, to an extent, but you are not maximizing profit at that point where the marginal cost is equals to marginal revenue and the marginal cost curve is rising. When I speak this way, people think I'm speaking Spanish. To maximize profit, according to the Keynesian school of thought, it says it must be at that point where marginal cost, extra cost, marginal meaning extra, marginal cost is equal to marginal revenue, extra money, and the marginal cost curve is about to rise. Oh, God have mercy. Brain ya computer. By nature, this is what the Igbos are doing. We look, say, okay, they are selling this thing, this car. They are selling it from Germany. The car parts, they're very expensive. Okay, what can I do? Instead of buying a brand new car part, will be £10,000 or €10,000 or $10,000 for this car part. Let me go to the country where this car they boku. Let me go look for the ones when get accident for the back. I want the car part for the front. I go look for those cars when get accident for the back. The Biafra man. Let me just give you one of our secrets. We will now go to those company where those cars that like my normal thing. Like back in the days, Mercedes was used as taxi in Germany. This was how my uncle made his billions back then. Mercedes-Benz in Germany was used as taxi back then. So my uncle will now go to Germany. Those companies that have taxi, you know now that they scrap those things easily. He will look for the ones when get accident for the back. He go buy them. It means all the parts for the front, they good. He go look for the ones when get accident for the front. He go buy them. It means say all the parts for the back, they good. But in most cases, he they look for those ones when get accident from the back end. It means the engine is fine, the spare part is good, the headlight is good, and all those things. He will now buy those things, ship it down. Before you know it, Koschari's motor that was selling spare part then very expensive. My uncle will now bring the spare part from those cars when he buy from Germany, and it will sell it at a price where he can quickly regain his money, his initial investment. He go recoup the money back, then fly back to Germany. And the way he does it, this is a science, something nobody taught them in school. But somehow, he was able to apply that principle that says to maximize that profit, it should be at the point where the marginal cost, the extra cost is equals to marginal revenue, the extra revenue, and then the marginal cost curve is rising. So if he has invested €100,000 to buy all those spare parts, he go first bring the price down. People go to rush him. People come all the way from Cotonou, from Ghana, from Cameroon. They are coming to rush those parts. As soon as he has met his €100,000 when he invests for that goods, he will come out the €100,000. You can add an extra price to those goods when it remain. So at first, he bring the price come down well. People they rush him. People they thank God. Say, this thing, this part, oh my God. In this, they told me it was $10,000, but you're selling it for $5,000. Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir. They are thanking him. He said, you're welcome. He go making 100,000 first. Once he don't make the 100,000, he's flying back to Germany. Then the other goods, they will not add what they call a markup price. Things that he was selling for 4,000, they will go to 6,000. I repeat, things he was selling for 4,000 will go to 6,000. Suddenly, his initial investment is out. He has gone to buy some new goods. His boys now come begin sell for 6,000. People are still thanking God. Say, Oga, thank you. Guess what? Oh, they sell it 10,000 and you 6,000. God go bless you. They are still rushing it. But the velocity of sales might reduce a bit. They call it the sales velocity. It means the movement. How quick is a transaction? It might reduce in some degrees or some percentage. But he doesn't care anymore because he has made his initial investment of 100,000. That money, when you don't make, he will take him now, go back to Germany and go and buy some more goods. In fact, let me not speak too much and give these guys our secret. It is called the science of business because they will take our secret now. Before you know, they go use and they hate on us. The Igbo must go, the Igbo must go. No, let me not go there. I won't give them the secret of the Biafran man. Why we excel in whatever we do. But let's continue with Very Dark Man. I won't speak more on that because I know those that hate us with a passion, they also watch this video. So let's continue with Very Dark Man.
If they really want this country to grow, Lagos is supposed to be a country of its own because Lagos is actually slowing the growth of Nigeria down. Entertainment is in Lagos. The big companies are in Lagos. Production company, the big ones are in Lagos. Lagos should actually be a country of its own.
Hold it there. I think Lagos, the way things are now, it shows that at least the Yoruba land now, they are mature enough to be their own country. Because sometimes you need a backbone of the economy from a particular state or whatever. So Lagos being well, you see, we call it a spade. Lagos belongs to the Yorubas. Yes, we know the history. The Portuguese came and they called it Lagos. It's a Portuguese language. We know that. But I don't care because Lagos was here before Portugal was made. The landmass itself, owned by the Aworis and the rest of them. It was there before the coming of the white man. And the territory, that region, Yoruba land. So fine. We know that Lagos was once the capital of that so-called Nigeria. We know that. So fine. But for the fact Lagos has now matured to this stage, it shows that the Yorubas, when they have their Yoruba nation, which if they are smart now, they should be fighting tooth and nail to get. Once they have it, they have a structure already, a very strong, a robust structure. Lagos will be the backbone that will make the Yoruba nation a striving country. I won't sit here and say let Lagos be their country by themselves while the other people become one as Nigeria. No, that doesn't make sense. I like what you're saying, though. What you're saying makes sense. But after all said and done, when you look at well, Lagos now should be the backbone of the Yoruba states. And it shows they are mature enough to be a country of their own. But sometimes, the only problem we say, the maturity we are seeing in Lagos, it might be what they call sometimes a false positive. False positive and false negative. False positive and false negative. But in their own case, it might be a false positive because it looks like it's mature. It looks like business is booming in Lagos. It looks like Lagos is now the economic hub in Africa. It looks that way. But if Lagos now joined the Yoruba land to become a country, what if those behind the scene that makes the economy of Lagos be vibrant, what if them come begin carry their own bag, they carry their property, they carry their business, they move to their own region in Biafra land? Suddenly, Lagos you think is booming because of all the taxation. Don't forget to, now person in business they tax so. Lagos, they make the revenue because they are taxing, people's businesses. I'm not saying it's only the Igbos that do business here, no. But those, when say business, they their DNA. And they have to go to Lagos seaports. They have to fly through the Lagos airport. They need to open their businesses, their warehouses in Lagos. Their head office in Lagos for business. Now you understand, say, Lagos on the outside might look like a vibrant economy. It looks like they are mature enough to be a country of their own. Yes, I know that. But what if when they now join the Yoruba nation, those that are doing the businesses, they begin go their own country as well. Biafra land, Arewa go their own, Yoruba go their own, Biafra go their own. Those Biafrans, they might carry their businesses back to Biafra land, because now Biafra land will now be free to have their own seaport, their own international airport, and the rest of them. But after all said and done, I believe that Lagos will be the backbone of the Yoruba lands. They can anchor the other states around Lagos. Let's continue. Let's continue.
And I think my Igbo brothers, at this point, why wouldn't they fight for Biafra? They could have seen the fight. Say, may they leave Lagos. May they break Lagos away, or may they distribute within they go Lagos to every other state.
I agree with say may them distribute within it for Lagos to every other state. But the way I agree and say when we don't get our country now, as we they come to implement them, we they call on all the Biafrans living in Lagos. Say things don't settle, all set to go. Charity begins at home. It is time to start looking inwards. Turn around, look back like the Sankofa bird. Look back. Yes, you are doing business in Lagos. We understand why. Because there is seaport there. And the closer you are to your seaport, the more profit you make. I understand that. But now, the moment Yoruba land, Lagos, and Yoruba, they get their own country, you guys must begin to look back to Biafra land. And you know what now? Under 5 years, once we just begin to implement our country, under 5 years, Biafra will become the new China of the world. They know these things, but they pretend. Because Aba market too, that one, when they do show us, we go support them financially. There will be a government budget for them, that industry, that sector. The same way the Fulani cabal, they want to create funding for what? The Fulani men that rear cow. They want to build ranches around the whole world. I said, around the whole zoo called Nigeria. Ruga. The federal government is fighting for Ruga, cow meat, to rear cow. It's a policy. So what do you think? When the Biafrans don't begin to implement our own country now, there will be seaports littered everywhere. Seaports coming to your doorstep. Not only that, if you are doing business, we shall check those countries where we get a comparative advantage over and a competitive advantage over. We go give another support. Look at Malaysia. Now palm oil, when they use to run their economy. I made a video the other time of my friend who is a Malaysian who told me, he was showing the whole city. He said, these are all man-made. We did all this with palm oil, with the palm kernel. I was blown away. All the major cities, you will see beautiful palm fruits growing in Malaysia. What's having that they came to Biafra land to take palm fruit or whatever. But we see those things. So what do you think we will do when we have our own nation? Biafrans in Lagos will have to come back and build their own. Because now they will have the enabling environment. No more excuse say, oh, government no give us seaport. Biafra government will build the best seaport for you guys. Let's continue. Let's continue.
Yeah, that should be a fight. Yeah. Because all these big Igbo businessmen, now through Lagos, may they fight, may they carry pots come the other states. So that all these ones, so they get business on each main market. Bro, these people know what they are doing, fam. Where all the senators, where they represent all the states.
Listen.
I think this is what you should push for if you truly desire, say, make Nigeria grow. Come be like, saying that the stakeholders of Lagos State, no wonder when they say revenue of Lagos big past Ghana. It is because Lagos, they actually cheat every other part of Nigeria.
Now you are getting it. Now you're understanding the game. But now two ways, though. Don't get it twisted. Now it's on two fronts. Don't just blame those in Lagos. So don't do that. The agreement be say, okay, seaports, now go run that one. But the oil owner, when they give direct money, dollars, in fact, that one no need for business. Just call them, come in, you suck crude oil. Every month, you pay me quota. The full and then get that one. And that money, that in fact, they waste time because they just take hide the money, go buy house for Dubai, all those things. Oil well, now full and get that one. So don't just blame Lagos. For Lagos on why you are saying it, be say that place that they put seaport. And you know say we the Igbos now, we and seaport is like sugar and ant. We need that seaport badly. We need that seaport. To the Yorubas who are saying the Igbos go away from our land. You know that the moment we have an international seaport in Biafra land, that's goodbye. That's goodbye to Lagos. We go live on our land. I know that one because now only Lagos will be the problem. The other states, you are not mentioning it. The only time you mention the other thing, you say, oh, the governor of Osun State, he married an Igbo woman. The governor of, that's not our business. That's you being picky. No. When it comes to Yoruba land, now Lagos be the problem because Igbos are there because of the seaports. And also, when that Lagos was the capital of that so-called Nigeria, everything had to be in Lagos. Head offices, the civil service, everything was there. So people had to relocate from their area of abode to Lagos. And some of them, they work for like 30 years, 40 years. They grew up in Lagos. They were married in Lagos. They had their children in Lagos. Their children are now growing up in Lagos. And you are saying, oh, those who were born in Lagos 30 years ago, they should now just go away. It's not done that way. That's the problem. Once you make a state a capital, it becomes the melting pot of that country. It's normal thing. A place like London, for example, now is a melting pot. But if you go to somewhere like Cornwall, you'll see more white people there. But for London, you will see mix Asian, Chinese, Japanese, Africans, the Caribbeans. It's a melting pot. But Cumbria, Newcastle, not even Newcastle, but I heard there's some white areas where you'll see mainly white people there. Same in USA, Washington, New York. Come on. It's the same thing. Once a place become a metropolitan city, a melting pot, you cannot save it anymore. It has gotten to the stage, the point of El Dorado, the state of bliss, the bliss point. You see how? No more, oh, this is my Lagos. No, those days don't pass. Because once Lagos became a melting pot, it means, everybody around the whole world live in Lagos now. That's the problem. So this thing called state. On the short term, yes, you have a state. But later in future, everything becomes a melting pot. But you guys are not mature enough to see that though. You ain't ready. That's why you are doing your election. You say, the Igbos, don't vote for a candidate. If you're in Lagos, don't vote for a candidate. How can you say that? You can't say that. The same way in New York, in Washington, in London, they can't tell you, say, oh, if you're an immigrant, don't vote in London. It doesn't make sense. But the Yorubas, you are doing it to the Biafrans who were based in Lagos. Yorubas, you are doing the unthinkable. I know it's not you guys. I know those who are responsible. I know it is the politician, that man who came into power since 1999 in Lagos. I know that. But sometimes I expect you guys to call them out. Say, come on, what's wrong with you guys? I'm based in New York. I can vote in New York. I'm based in California. I can vote in California. Those who are born in America, those who own America, they won't tell me not to vote. How come you guys are telling the Igbos not to vote in Lagos? What does that mean? Hello? But you guys, you kind of keep quiet. That's the only problem I have there, because we know those who are doing it though. But you guys, you keep quiet. You pretend not to know what's going on. Let's continue because of time.
It's robbing everybody off. Lagos State is milking the whole country. Wow. How come I'm just thinking about this now? I hit my head for bed for somewhere.
You are waking up. The gospel of Nnamdi Kanu don't enter your body. The gospel of Simon Ekpa don't they marinate for your mind. Slowly, you go wake up. Dry bones shall rise again. Dead bones shall rise again. And now with time, you're waking up to see the way things they say. A people no say this country called Nigeria. No big country. Now business. So the Royal Niger Company. Royal Niger Company. But Britain being Britain. Britain being Britain. They call this smart. Say, okay. Instead of us to just move away, say this company don't fold. Make we turn this company now to a country. Give those working for us as shareholders. And before you know it, tell a particular tribe, they are born to rule. They are born to be the CEO of this company. Tell the others, say, okay, you guys, you can become the assistant managing director of this company. You will work with the director now, and you will make some money. And guess what? If there are job opportunities, your people will get the job first. Because you are there, you make. That is what Nigeria is. Britain is very, very smart. From the Royal Niger Company to Nigeria, from Nigeria to Niger area, from Niger area over time, Nigeria, they turn to Nigeria. And people like Rufai used to say, I love Nigeria. God bless Nigeria. Nigeria go better. I will bless Nigeria. God bless the police. God bless the army. God bless the politicians. Politicians, you can do better. God will bless you. Rufai Yoseni of all people. You know this. My guy, Rufai Yoseni. I'll keep on calling you out. Because they made you the best journalist in Nigeria. I only go for the neck of the best intellectually. So whenever you say God bless Nigeria, Nigeria go better, they bother me. Say, what are the fundamentals you're looking at? Look at what is on ground. Don't be sentimental. Look at what is on ground. Seaport only for Lagos. Even the Fulani when Sabi business, then go waste billions. They open a dry port, a dry seaport for the north. What did they want ship out now? What did they want transact there? Na kuli yabe na dankwa. They want to transact. When they spent billions to open a dry seaport. Hey God, they call it a desert seaport. Think about that. But Biafra land, where you say that seaport, we need them badly because it will help to boost our business, our revenue, and the rest of it. He said no. Tribalism, nepotism, retapism. Hey! Nigeria. Let's continue.
I think our Igbo brothers and every other reasonable Nigerian, well-meaning Nigerians, should start preaching that Nigeria, they should either take Lagos away or they should actually bring Biafra. Because now, yes, it's either they cut Lagos and make Lagos a country, or Biafra should happen, or they should distribute everything. Give us at least 3 seaports in different regions. International airports should be in at least 18 states. At least 18 states. It will open doors for businesses in those states.
My brother, God bless you. You're thinking very, very wise. You know, I believe you probably hit your head somewhere. Or the spirit of Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa has entered in you. It makes sense. 18 states. A common thinking person could not say, how do you make a flight to become more of a joyous experience, an amazing experience? Bring the airport closer to the people. How do you make business fun again? Bring the seaport closer to the people. That's how this thing works. But in our own case, they say no. leave seaport in Lagos, so that the Igbos will now come to Lagos to open a warehouse closer to the seaport. So now in fact, it's a three-pronged taxation when they do also, because seaport is in Lagos. You now, when you get goods, you are based in Onitsha, Aba, you get goods, you have to open a warehouse in Lagos, or you rent a warehouse in Lagos to store those goods. So after you clear the goods from the airport, from the seaport, MPA, you've spent millions, you will now store it in a warehouse. They pay monthly for warehouse. Then time for you to now move some of the goods from Lagos to Biafra land. Checkpoint upon checkpoint upon checkpoint. Police checkpoint to Agbero checkpoint to military checkpoint to Boko Haram checkpoint to criminal cops checkpoint to you get to Biafra land. There is checkpoint everywhere. Before you know, the money where you don't pay for all those things, the goods, when it gets to your final destination, the markup price will make it very expensive and you will make less profit unless you increase the cost of that goods. That way, the Biafran man, when import things come from the Western world, his own people will buy it more expensive. While those in Lagos, those in the surroundings around Lagos, they will enjoy the best price, because the cost of moving that goods from Lagos to Biafra land has added more cost in that product. Lord have mercy. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. This is why we need Biafra, my people. I don't I don't crack my brain tire. I don't study. I don't read all the books. See, how can we work things amicably for the fact the fundamentals are wrong? Nigeria don't want to prosper. What they are doing is tribalized economy. A tribalized economy. They don't want to prosper. If you want to prosper, you will open up the seaports around the whole world. Give, companies the opportunity to open their own. Give businessmen the chance to open their own. And before you know it, things go to happen. Things go begin happen. But they're just there, they're just messing about. They are just messing about, my people. That's the problem. That's the problem. Nigeria is not a country. Some of you might be seeing it the other way around. No. It's like a father and a mother, a parent. If they have 9 children, they want all the 9 children to excel. They won't say, of this 9, I only like 2. Let these 2 go to school. Let these 2 get a job. Let these 2 prosper, while the other 7, they suffer. It's not done. It's not done. So, very dark man, I want to thank you for taking your time. It's like you woke up on the right side. And for you to speak this way, even though from your own point of view, you are saying, no, let Lagos be a country. But I came to add more, more value to what you've said. I came to add more, perspective for you to see them on a rounded view argument. More rounded, a more robust argument. And I hope this video gets to you so you understand that the problem is not just Lagos. It is those who have agreed to create tribalism, nepotism, and retapism as a way to run and govern that so-called Nigeria. It's everywhere. Even in their so-called, their politics is the same thing. The Igbos cannot, I swear to God, the Igbo. Fulani, president. Yoruba vice. Then you flip around. Yoruba president. Fulani vice. Fulani president. Yoruba vice. Fulani president. Yoruba vice. Fulani president. Yoruba vice. Then one Fulani man contra invest made a South man to be vice. The man can't die. As he die, South man, when he's supposed to be president, they come say, no, the man no die, Yaradua no die, he is hale and hearty. They didn't want to give it to a South man, until The Biafrans now fought for him. Good luck became president. Time for him to do his second tenure. A Yoruba man comes, say, no, good luck, no way. And the Fulani, I will work with you to take him away. And the rest is history. So the politics, that zoo cannot function. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wish things were different. But there was once a country called Nigeria. There was once a country called Nigeria. Nigeria is no more. I wish things could be different. But no. It is what it is. It is what it is. Fellow Biafrans, I'll leave it here. I'll leave it here. Just a bit words from Very Dark Man. A guy I really like so much. He's doing a good job. Some few more words from him. Listen.
To open doors for investors, more investors to come in some states to come and actually do business. Bro, Lagos is our problem. Lagos is indeed the problem of Nigeria. Yeah, bad leaders are part of it, but Lagos State, that's the one. That's the one. Anyways, look at the good gym. Wow, peace and love, don't play. Yes, you go online and you will learn the hard way. Yeah, Lagos. They say December, all for dirty December. They say people they made how much in Lagos last year? I think they said 2.something billion. Just December period, from like 20-something of December, reach 30th of December, Lagos State generated about 20-something thousand in tickets, in tax, in people who come to 30 December. Because this 30 December, why must it be only Lagos? Like, bro, Lagos, it generates so much money and it's not fair to the other states. Why must everything happen in Lagos? Entertainment, clubbing, businesses, international traveling and all that. Abba. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I know saying that you get Lagos. Is this how you designed it? Yeah, you actually need to distribute this power. Let's all enjoy this thing. Anyways, why am I thinking as if I'm the first to even think about this? I'm pretty sure a lot of them don't think that, but they don't care because, man, they are making money from this selfishness and this whole monopoly system of things. Peace and love. You cannot drive and make videos. Thank you very much.
Hold on there, my brother. You've spoken well. You've spoken well. I give it to you. I believe slowly and steadily you are waking up. But be careful because you are in that so-called Nigeria. Be careful what you say online, okay? Be guarded by your tongue. Because the moment you rub anybody's shoulder, or the moment you ruffle their feathers, they'll come for you. Please be careful. Now we win the Western world. When they enjoy for the Western freedom of speech, we enjoy them here. Allow us to talk those other talk. When you do your own, they do it with wisdom. I love the way you spoke in this one. But allow us to speak the way we speak. While you do your own with a coded, I beg. Because that's what's called Nigeria. The moment you open up some few things, they might send their DSS on you, they might send their police on you, their army on you to lock you up. So be careful. The job you are doing is great, but this kind of your job, I told you before, you can do it from a distance. You can do it from diaspora. You don't have to be in that zoo because the moment you won't do your job well, because I can see you now, slowly now, you are changing from Saul to Paul. From Saul to Paul. As your eyes, they open to the truth, the zoo might come for you, so be careful. Because what you are saying is the same thing that Simon Ekpa was saying. What you are saying is the same thing that Nnamdi Kanu was advocating for. But to today, your Nigerian government, they spent millions to go and kidnap Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, brought to Nigeria, locked him up there. Today, as we speak, your Nigerian government, they collaborated with some Igbo politicians to go all the way to Finland to blackmail their own. Because Nigeria has no case on Simon Ekpa. Now the Igbos, when they send go, Bianca Ojukwu and those people, then when they go, they say, oh, my husband is Ojukwu. My husband don't believe in Simon Ekpa. The Biafra my husband wants is different from the one of Simon Ekpa and all those things. When she spoke that way, and she now forward the evidence from that so-called Nigeria, and all the politicians, their testimony say they don't believe in Simon Ekpa, all those things. That was why Finland had to do what they had to do. And also, Finland was compromised with the oil and gas contract given to Finland in Lekki in Lagos. So please be careful, my brother. I love you. You're doing a good job. But please be careful. Speak in codes. Speak in parables. And you'll be fine. Fellow Biafrans, listen all across the world. I will leave it here. For those that have ears, let them hear. For those who don't get ear, make them hear. Thank you. May God bless you. And may God bless Biafra. Lagos, oh, Lagos, oh, Lagos, oh, Lagos, oh. Everything there for Lagos, oh. Everything there for Lagos, oh. Job be there for Lagos, oh. Money there for Lagos, oh. Lagos, oh, Lagos, oh. Kainaga, oh. Lagos, oh, Lagos, oh. Kainaga, oh. Everything there for Lagos, 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 oh. Job be there for Lagos, oh. Business there for Lagos, oh. Lagos, oh. Lagos, oh. Kainaga, oh. Lagos, oh. Lagos, oh. Kainaga, oh. Everything there for Lagos, 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 oh. Job be there for Lagos, oh. Business there for Lagos, oh. Lagos, oh. Lagos, oh. Kainaga, oh. Lagos, oh. Lagos, oh. Kainaga, oh.